All right, so now we're going to make these bones, these tarsal bones. We've got the uh, talus and calcaneus already made. Looks like from this top view, this one, oh, that's just a place. Okay. I was thinking there was, yeah, that should be, let's bring the calcaneus out a little further. Okay. I think we'll bring this face forward as well. All right, let's see, that's good enough. Now, what you notice is the talus, folks will refer to as, these are the ankle bones. In other words, the talus is the ankle bone. These four bones, the navicular and the three cuneiform bones, will form the link between the talus and the metatarsals. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to first make the navicular bone, and then we're going to, and really all we're going to make, as you can imagine, I'm sure, is a set of cubes, and we'll manipulate that. I think the easiest thing to do in this case, because we really need three faces, is to let's see if we change the width a little bit, the depth. We won't worry about the height too much yet. So we need a subdivision width. And I think, let's try first just moving this over. And maybe just taking these vertices and saying, okay, you're going, oops, gotta lock my image plane again. Take the vertices, say, you come up here. Let's go back to that 3-wall view. I want this wall, or face I should say, out here. Rotate it maybe. And then move it. Okay. Go back and see how I do with that edge. Alright, I want to do the same thing then. I think with this face, I'm going to rotate it and move it down here, and do the same thing with the posterior face. So I want to get those faces, articulating with the talus. So first let's get from an object view here, raise this up. And I think we also can scale it a little in that dimension. We also want to rotate a little bit, because what we're seeing is the foot's going to actually start angling down a little bit. Let's go and change the rotation, the scale to object. We can scale it. And again, rotate it. Let's change that to object as well. Okay, so that puts us in a pretty decent position. Um, with these bones, we could go and grab vertices and get even more accurate if we wanted to. I think right in this case, what we really need though is another. We can take this face, turn it. Again, we use the object. Okay. Oh, no, it's actually, let's try the component. There you go. I really need these faces to actually go in. Can wrap around, if you will, that navicular pack protrusion. Okay. And since we want this to stay relatively, I certainly don't think we want that though. Let's go get that edge. There we go. Might be necessary to add some edge loops just to modify that last part of that navicular, the most medial edge there, or portion. Rotate that a little bit. What's up there? I think that's close enough. Okay, now again, a little kind of like, again, a little bean-like, I think probably a good answer here is that bone's pretty thick as well, so you can see from the side view how thin I've made it there. So I'm just going to thicken it up a little bit, and now maybe move it a little higher. There we go. Not too bad. Okay, even rotate it just a touch more. Okay. I think from there, if we really wanted to get faceted, we'd probably have to start putting some extra edge loops to retain that edge a little more, like that. So we can make that softer or more pronounced according to what the situation calls for. Do the same thing on the back. Okay, there you go. I think I got a little too big there because it's past the size of the navicular there. I mean, okay, it's getting past the size of the talus. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, not quite. I can't quite go. Can't start smacking into another bone. So let's make it just a little less, and maybe move it a little more immediately. There we go. So I think what you can imagine now from that is how to create these other bones, these cuneiform and cuboid. They're very much cubes. And then the metatarsal, very similar to what we do with the finger. for the metatarsals and the phalanges. The only difference would be I would start with this metatarsal, use it to make these three, and then manipulate it more aggressively in terms of scaling to get it to match that. Okay, so that's the foot, or at least enough information to help you get going on it.